Welcome to episode number 150 of ThimbleberryU. I am John Jagay, joined as always by Amy Wallace from Thimbleberry Financial. Happy episode 150, Amy.
And happy 2026.
Happy New Year to you as well. It's also a special year for you at Thimbleberry Financial. 10 years since you founded the firm. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. It feels a little bit surreal, right? I've been an advisor for over 20 years. And this 10-year anniversary, as well as a bunch of other things exciting that are happening this year, causes me to pause and look back. And I keep thinking about all the lessons that I've learned that really stand the test of time, both in the markets, in life, and what it really takes to help people move forward towards their goals.
I would have a very hard time narrowing it down to 10 things I've learned from you in these several years we've been doing the podcast, since before COVID, since the before times. But you've titled this episode 10 Lessons from 10 Years. What are some of the common threads or connections through the lessons we're going to get into today?
That's a great question, Jag. It really ties back to Thimbleberry's core values in a way, which is funny because I wouldn't have thought about that, but simplicity. Simplicity in plans, in communication, and in choices. Mm-hmm. The kind that clears away noise and helps people feel focused. It helps people to focus really on what truly matters. It's so easy to think that, Amy, you're a financial advisor. What truly matters to you is just people making more money. What I know from our clients and my experience is we can make the most amount of money, but if it's in the wrong spot, it doesn't serve them. So we want it to be what they need, more if we can have it, and have it work for them to get them the purpose of what they truly want in life. You know, simplicity, it's not flashy, but it works. Just like balanced meals and movement work better than diet fads.
All right, so Amy, we're getting into our 10 lessons. Let's start with the lessons that deal with money and planning, kind of the basics. What are the biggest truths you've seen there?
I think lesson 1 is clarity beats complexity every time. Fancy doesn't mean better. The newest technology isn't always better. I think in this lesson, right, you have to look at failures a little bit for your lessons. We've had some clients in the past wonder why their plan wasn't more creative, if you will. Why it didn't have flashy stuff in it, flashy investments. But clarity and follow through are what actually move the needle. You know, I alluded to it earlier that it's like healthcare, right? You start with the fundamentals before you add specialized treatments.
Yeah.
And if the simple things will get us there and more than get us to where you need with a very good chance of success, the fancy is just to be fancy and flashy. So I believe good advice makes things simpler, not fancier.
Okay, lesson number 2 you've written down here is a flexible plan outperforms a quote-unquote perfect one.
Yeah. Jag, just like we have notes in front of us right now, life doesn't follow a script, right? There's babies, there's layoffs, there's parents aging. Flexibility is what keeps a plan alive.
Yeah.
And good plans bend. They don't break.
I love this lesson number 3. The market doesn't care who you are, but your plan really should.
Yeah, that one makes me giggle a little bit. Markets are indifferent, and your plan has to be personal. It's not your plan if it's not. We need to align money decisions with your timeline, temperament, and goals. Mm-hmm. And I really, at my core, believe that when we've done that, that's where confidence comes from.
Yeah.
And that's what's important, not the prediction.
We'll move on to lesson 4, and I'm going to tee off this sort of cluster of 3 lessons. Behavioral finance is probably the biggest thing I've learned about in the time we've been working together. You've mentioned that emotions play a big role in money. What have you learned about people and decision-making? Lesson 4.
Emotions are data. A lot of people don't think about that, but I share that in our first couple of meetings, and it continues forever, I'm paying attention to people's emotional reactions because they tell me a lot about what they understand and what they're comfortable with. So emotions are data, not distraction.
Love that.
You know, and it doesn't matter if those emotions are fear, excitement, or guilt. It tells us something. It also tells us something when someone panics during a market dip. It's information about their comfort with risk, right? In a good market, I can get one risk score, comfort level with risk from someone, but in a down market, I can get drastically different. What's the right way? And if we're working with someone who swings drastically, or you're someone who swings drastically, we need to use that information proactively. The other thing I'd say about this, listening to emotion helps us plan with empathy. That empathy is so important because that's what creates a plan that fits you. And it's important to know that that's empathy, not judgment.
I know you meet with your clients mostly virtually at this point. I got to wonder if you have them lay on the couch when they're talking to you, like the proverbial psychologist couch at this point.
No, but I will tell you, very early on in my career, I was at a conference, and the speaker, who had been a financial advisor, talked about how he keeps a big stuffed teddy bear in his office.
Oh, wow.
And during tough conversations, will make clients hold the teddy bear.
That's brilliant.
And it gets to the point that in his storytelling that he said now clients, when they have something tough, just come in and go straight for the teddy bear, and you know it's going to be a good meeting.
Oh, boy. Okay, lesson number 5 on our list here is you don't need to know everything. You just need to stay curious.
Yeah, so valuable. Curiosity is a superpower. And most people don't need to become experts. They just need to keep asking questions. And those questions don't have to be perfect, right? If you're asking them of the expert, they should be able to understand the question behind the question, or ask you more questions to get at what you're really wanting to ask. Staying curious helps avoid both overconfidence and paralysis. And we need to avoid both of those.
Be curious. Great lesson in life.
Yes.
All right. Lesson 6. Success looks different for everyone. And that is the point of this whole thing.
Absolutely, Jag. Financial independence doesn't look the same in every industry or family. For one person, it's retiring early, and for another, it's cutting back hours to coach Little League.
Sure.
Right? For me, it's leaving the office, meaning my home office, at 3 p.m. on Monday afternoons to spend time with my son.
Mm-hmm.
And it is going to jujitsu on Tuesdays and Thursdays with my son and daughter. You know, and all three of us hang out for 3 hours at jujitsu for our different classes. It's different for each person.
Absolutely. And it's just so powerful. And it sounds like a lot of these lessons, big surprise, they reach beyond finance. What have you seen about life and meaning along the way?
Well, I think, and this is lesson 7, life pivots faster than spreadsheets.
Ooh.
You know, change in life is constant. And it usually happens a lot faster than we expect. And we can either choose to be ready for it or choose to resist it. And all of that is the reason that regular check-ins matter. They're not about numbers, they're about alignment, right? Because what Congress does and what they pass can change what your financial plan is going to be.
Sure.
I have one more, Jag, on here. I have a couple more, but the next one I'd say is the best financial plans make room for joy.
I'm keeping track. This is number 8.
It is. Planning isn't punishment. It's permission.
Oh, that's good. You should hang that on a sign somewhere.
A T-shirt. Planning isn't punishment. It's permission.
I like it.
I'll get one for you.
Thank you.
And joy, whether it's travel, giving, or just rest, right? And maybe I shouldn't have used the word just. That makes the plan sustainable.
Okay. Lesson 9. Simple isn't easy, but it's always worth it.
I said the theme of this was simple. Simplicity doesn't happen naturally. It takes discipline. And it means saying no to distractions, the fancy things, and noise. And that's hard.
Yeah.
But it is what creates long-term success.
Okay. Final item on our list. Lesson 10. You deserve a plan that grows with you.
Oh, I like how you said that. You deserve a plan that grows with you, right? These are my lessons, but the hearing you say them is very different than me saying them. I love that.
The old radio DJ paused for emphasis on the right syllable there.
It's so true. A plan is not one and done. It's an ongoing relationship. And as life evolves, a plan needs to evolve too. And again, progress, not perfection, is what matters most, with a sprinkle of joy thrown in.
A sprinkle of joy. I like that. Even as we come out of the holiday season here. 10 lessons, clear, practical, all connected by simplicity. What is your takeaway for listeners as we head into the new year?
You know, this is the time where people have their New Year's resolutions. They may already be regretting them. And that's okay. Throw them out the window if they're too complicated, because we don't need to overcomplicate progress. Simplicity works. Focus on the clarity, consistency, and curiosity, the 3 C's. And the best plans don't involve predicting the future. They're about building confidence so you're prepared no matter what comes.
I like that. Perfect way to start the year. Perfect way to close out episode number 150. Thank you for your partnership throughout this entire run we've had.
Thank you, Jag.
And also congratulations on 10 years at Thimbleberry Financial.
Thank you. I can't believe that it's 10 years has happened.
And more than half of that has been us working together. Look at that. So thank you to anyone who has listened to the podcast, watched the podcast, learned and grown with us. If you enjoyed this episode, share it with a friend in the tech or the healthcare space who wants some financial insight. And if you want more financial insight, best way to do that is reach out to Amy and her team at Thimbleberry Financial. How do folks do that?
They can give us a call, 503-610-6510, or find us online at thimbleberryfinancial.com, where we also, as part of the new year, have a new website.
Fantastic. Always a pleasure to chat with you, Amy, and happy to celebrate these milestones with you. Take care. We'll talk again soon. And again, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Jag. It's been a delight.
Securities offered through registered representatives of Cambridge Investment Research, Inc., a broker-dealer member FINRA SIPC. Advisory services through Cambridge Investment Research Advisors, Inc., a registered investment advisor. Cambridge and Thimbleberry Financial are not affiliated. Discussions in this show should not be construed as specific recommendations or investment advice. Always consult with your investment professional before making important investment decisions. Securities offered through registered representatives of Cambridge Investment Research, Inc., a broker-dealer member FINRA SIPC. Advisory services through Cambridge Investment Research Advisors, Inc., a registered investment advisor. Cambridge and Thimbleberry Financial are not affiliated.